Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Savage and today we're going to be having a look at Ethereum again. We've seemed to have continued this sell-off from yesterday and we're going to be seeing whether we think that we potentially going to find support within this zone that we indicated in the previous video or whether we are going to continue to the downside. First off, I'd like to say thank you for watching the video. If you'd like to show your support, please smash that like button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and feel free to comment with any feedback you may have down in the comment section. Okay, so let's get into the price action. Basically, within this move, we were looking at a couple of possibilities yesterday. We were looking at the potential that we could have had an A, B, and a C, or WXY actually, into this high point here. So if I just move this over, we were looking at the possibility that this could have been a completed move into here, or alternatively, that we're still within this X wave. So basically, what we would be looking at here, if I just come into this quickly and turn back on this. Yesterday we were looking at the potential that we were having some extensions within these waves, and it is possible that this is still playing out as we have it indicated here, but there is a few options that we have to bear in mind here. We could have effectively completed this teal wave down into this low point, and we're looking for this orange fourth and fifth now, which if this is the case, basically what we would be looking for is continuation to the downside in a fifth wave move. And like I said, the problem is there's a few ways of counting this first move here, so we just need to bear this in mind. If this option is still playing out, what we would be looking for is potential to come back up towards this 382 zone, and basically, actually, this fourth wave would be here as a, yeah, that's better. And then we would be looking for a continuation to the downside. If this is the case, my target area would be, this changes. If we have a direct sell-off from this point, then basically it would be off this 236 area here which has met the minimum requirement for this wave 4, though there is still possibility we could still move up to this 1205 area. If we do move up to this zone, basically what we'd be looking for is the potential for continuation to the downside. And if we do move up here, this would bring our target area into this 1143 to this 1125, provided we don't have any truncation. If we have a direct sell-off from this point here instead, basically what we would be looking at is a slightly higher target for this, between this 1147 and this 1134 zone. This would then potentially set up for this next fourth wave here. So the thing is with this count, basically what my thinking is here, because there's two ways of counting this, and what we could have here is actually that within one of these moves we eliminate one of these 5 wave potentials, and it could actually finish within this orange move here. And the way that we would count that slightly different is that this would have been a basically a 1 into this point, a 2, then a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 3, and then we'd be just looking for that fourth and fifth wave. Though I'm just keeping an eye out on whether we think that this extra additional wave is going to come in here, and if that does play out, basically what we would be looking for is an additional fourth and fifth wave to the downside. This would then take us much lower, and what we would look for is potentially a bounce up. It might not be able to reach, it depends where this fourth wave forms here. If this fourth wave finishes where it is, then basically this would be looking at a, if I just pull this fib from the top here quickly, into that zone. Basically with this, we can see here that this 236, if this just drops down from here again, that could be an interesting area. We might not make it all the way back up to this 382, though if we do move up to this 382, then we could potentially look to retest this zone again and then move to the downside. So potentially we have this zone here, which we could drop into first, and alternatively, if we do get the additional fourth and fifth wave, as we've got marked out here, then basically what we'd be looking for is the potential that we have an end target down here towards this 1122 area to this 1099 area. So this could be a potential area which we look to settle in if we get the extension within the waves that I have marked out. Though, like I said, primarily I would be looking at this target here. If I just drop this back on this low point here, basically depending on where we start to drop from, if we have a direct move to the downside from here, then potentially this 1147 to 1135 area, that could be a zone that we look to target out. If we, however, can't manage to break these highs again, basically we'd be looking for a continuation to the downside with this fifth wave into this zone here of 1122 to 1098. So the other alternative that we're looking at, if I just turn this back off, actually I'll leave it on there. So we could actually still be within this X wave within this move, and what we would be looking at then is the potential that we have a expanding flat on our hands here. And if this is the case, we could actually still be within this X wave. Though with this move, there's a possibility that basically we would be looking for, if this was going to develop into something like a double zigzag, then what we would be looking out for is potential to find support at this 1151 and test this B wave low, because this is an A, B, C to the upside. We'd have an A, B, and a C to the downside. Technically, we've already sort of come into that zone, so it'll be interesting to see whether we get this rejection. If we fail to get this rejection and we cross back above this 1281 zone, that would invalidate this orange fifth wave, and then alternatively, moving back above this 1301 area would invalidate the green waves. So there is still potential that we could see some upside here, and if we just go off of, if I just get this right on the bottom here, get on there, up into this high point. Actually, it'll be up into this high point. No, sorry, it is this high point. I don't know what I'm doing. Um, so we got two options. We can look at it from the point that if we do set this double bottom, we could still look to have another push up here to this 1402. What will be important is to see whether we upon completion of this five wave move to the downside, whether it's this orange fifth wave to come still, or if we get the additional drop. Basically, what we would be looking for is whether we will find resistance on the way back up. And we had this marked up by this red box area here, but this has probably changed slightly. So if I just put this up here, a lot of this is theoretical and depends exactly where these waves come in. But if we move down only into the orange one, then we'd need to be careful at this 1240 area, all the way up to this this 1303 area would be a potential area for rejection. And basically, this box would have moved by then. So what we could be looking at is the potential that we find rejection within this box area over here between this 0.5 and this 0.786. It can go higher than this. It can go all the way up to this 854 and potentially even past that, but it becomes less likely if we're looking for potential of having that deeper impulsive move starting from this zone. So we just need to be careful. There is this little zone here where we've had some consolidation before. So this could be flipped back into resistance if we come and retest it. So we need to be aware that if we do move back up into this zone, it's possible that we could maybe retest some of these bottoms or move into this zone and then look for rejection to the downside again. And that would be looking for potential that we could actually be within a deeper move to the downside, and this would be all a one up into the zone rejected and then looking for that 345 to the downside. Once again, the potential target area for this at a 1-to-1 would depend exactly where we go, but I'm just going to recheck this. I think this is off of the current high, but I'm just going to check it out again. Actually, we'll go down to this point here, and then we look for this. So it's slightly higher than this mark is here. So that would be that 867.68 area. So there's potential we could be looking to drop down here in a bigger five wave move. So that would be my if we can't manage to break back above these high points indicated here by the red lines, basically we would be looking for continuation to the downside in a five wave move. That would be basically looking for a continuation directly from this point, and we wouldn't break back above this 1352. So basically, when we say we're going to go down here, we would be looking for a bounce still in an ABC. So whether this completes at this orange wave 5 or have this additional green wave 5 here, what we'd be looking for is a more substantial corrective move to the upside in an ABC pattern, typically a zigzag in a wave 2, and then that would form our wave 1 and our wave 2 within this move. And then we'd be looking for continuation to the downside. So these are the things we're watching. Breaking back above this zone here, this actually invalidating any of these moves within here, breaking back above this zone here of 1260-ish, we would then be looking at the fact that we might have had completed 5-wave move here, and either we're going to move up, find rejection below this 1352 and continue, or alternatively we could be looking for this 1440 area. That's basically the two options we got on the table. We'll keep you up to date as the waves progress, and I hope that everyone has a great day. Remember, if you're trading, to use proper risk management. Too many people out there are getting burnt by not using the correct risk management. No stop loss, no trade. That is a motto that we have here at Crypto Rosetta. We basically, we use BYBIT, which is a great exchange. Within that exchange, you can set up your trade and you can put your stop loss, your take profit, and pretty much everything within it, and it'll give you your liquidation price, everything before you even put the trade in. So it really is a great exchange to use. Allows you to plan the trade great. Also, if you want to talk about trading or anything like that, jump into the Discord in the general chat area. Just mention a member of staff, and we'll be more than happy to help you out with anything that you may have. So with that said and done, have a great day, everyone, and we'll see each other in the next video. Take care out.